Today on Forbes, how this legendary NBA sixth man became a billionaire. On a Friday afternoon in November, Junior Bridgeman is reminiscing about his time in the NBA. Once traded to the Milwaukee Bucks for the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bridgeman, now 71 years old, scans his Louisville, Kentucky office filled with photographs, art, and memorabilia from his playing days as one of the most dominant NBA sixth men of his era. He leans back in his chair, allowing the emotions to set in. He knows the moment to retire is once again approaching. Bridgeman tells Forbes, quote, "It's probably time." Glancing at the replica Super Bowl ring he was given by the Kansas City Chiefs in 2020, he adds, quote, "Time catches up. You look around and realize that your time, and the time when you have influence and when you're really involved and have the energy, is gone." But Bridgeman remains thoroughly engaged in his business ventures and remains a gracious host as he gives Forbes' Jabari Young a brief tour of his headquarters. Walking past the Coca-Cola and Wendy's award plaques, Bridgeman points out a unique portrait of Dr. Martin Luther King that's made of old keyboard buttons. A small mirror is nearby, urging passers-by to pick it up, then stand in front of the portrait to see a reflection of the words from King's famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Down the hall is a section dedicated to Nelson Mandela, including paintings the South African leader made while in prison, and a photo of the Little Rock Nine, signed by the 9 black students who became the first to integrate Little Rock Central High School in 1957 after being escorted in by the National Guard. But nothing means more to Bridgeman than his bookshelf, packed with books that have inspired him over the years, including Jim Collins's Good to Great, Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, The 1-Minute Manager by Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson, and Porter Bibb's Chronicle of Ted Turner's career, It Ain't As Easy As It Looks. If Bridgeman's name sounds familiar, it should. The 8th overall pick in the 1975 NBA draft, in which Hall of Famer David Thompson was selected first, the Milwaukee Bucks traded for Bridgeman in the deal that sent Abdul-Jabbar to the Lakers. Bridgeman went on to have a formidable career as a sixth man, long before the league handed out an award for the role. Following his retirement after 12 seasons, including 10 in Milwaukee, in which he never earned more than $350,000 as a player, Bridgeman built a fast food empire that included more than 500 Wendy's, Chili's, and Pizza Hut franchises at its peak in 2015. Then, in 2016, Bridgeman sold most of his restaurants for an estimated $250 million and used the proceeds to become a Coca-Cola distributor with a territory spanning 3 states. Over the last 8 years, Bridgeman has grown his bottling business's revenue almost threefold to nearly $1 billion in 2023. Today, Forbes estimates that Bridgeman has a net worth of $1.4 billion. That kind of personal wealth puts Bridgeman in an elite NBA company. Only 3 other players have become billionaires: Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and LeBron James. Tiger Woods is the 4th professional athlete to have achieved billionaire status. But unlike those 4 superstars, Bridgeman did it the harder way, without much fanfare or international celebrity. LeBron James tells Forbes, quote, "He didn't waste his time just thinking about the game of basketball. He's always had a business mindset. Obviously, he loved the game because he got to the NBA. But then he used all the resources, outlets, the connections, to his advantage, and he's built an unbelievable portfolio." Basketball Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas needs just one word to describe Bridgeman, who played in the same era. The 2-time NBA champion tells Forbes that word is, quote, "legendary." He adds, quote, "He's the real success story, a pioneer and a great businessman." Bridgeman never won an NBA title, but he used his time in the league to develop a game plan for a post-basketball career. He received invaluable business advice from then Bucks owner Jim Fitzgerald, who convinced Bridgeman to invest $150,000 in a startup cable company. When Fitzgerald eventually sold the company, Bridgeman received around $700,000, more than double what he earned during most NBA seasons in the 1980s. For full coverage and to learn all about Junior Bridgeman, check out Jabari Young's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.